Welcome to Babies and Bones. Click to subscribe below.
Don't forget to like and comment. Your comments can guide us on what videos we make next. Hello, I'm Dr. Nima.
Hi, I'm Dr. Kate, and today we're going to talk about cast care. So when our daughter Olivia was about 18 months old, she was running around in our kitchen and she tripped and she fell and she broke her arm. And unfortunately, she needed a cast. And it was
brutal.
It was really sad.
It
was my first time as a mom taking care of a kid with a cast, not just a doctor in an office. And so I wanted to talk about the top 5 tips for taking care of a cast today. So number 1 is you never ever get the cast wet.
Yeah, absolutely. It's super important to keep that cast dry. If the cast gets wet underneath the cast and it's actually, the skin is wet, it could lead to skin breakdown and ulcerations, and then kids can have problems that we may not know about. A lot of parents are buying these things online to protect the cast and keep it dry, or they're just using a garbage bag and wrapping duct tape or rubber bands around the ends. And if you do that, treat that like a splash guard. So it's preventing any kind of splash back on the cast, but the goal isn't to actually keep the cast dry. You can't submerge that or put it in bath water or a pool or just let it hang under the shower, because the cast is gonna get wet on the inside most of the time.
Exactly. So when Olivia was in the bathtub, we would wrap her cast in a garbage bag or a Ziploc bag or something like that. And we would still hold it up. One of us would help hold up the arm, and then we would wash her hair. And so just in case water was splashing on it, but we would never actually put her arm underneath the water, as Nima said.
Yeah, and if your cast does get wet, you need to take it in to see a doctor, because they may have to take it off and put a new dry cast back on.
Perfect. The second tip is never stick anything down the cast or probe the cast.
Yeah, that's a funny one. In my clinic, I've seen so many funny things come in. Patients have stuck in G.I. Joes, quarters, hangers that ended up breaking, pencils that broke, and one time even a pixie stick. I didn't know how that one was going to work. The bottom line is, if you feel itchy, it's hard for us to resist. We want to scratch that itch and relieve that area. One of the best things you can do is probably just turn on a blow dryer on a low cooling temperature and run it between your skin and the cast. Sometimes that can soothe the problem. And if that doesn't work and the itching is really bad, it's probably best to just take a Benadryl. But don't put anything down your cast. It's super dangerous and it can break down the skin and cause problems for you.
Sad. The third tip is you cannot get the cast dirty.
Yeah, you got to keep a clean cast. If you get sand in the cast or dirt in the cast or powder or anything like that, it can cause problems for the skin again. And the skin is hidden, remember, so we got to be really careful and mindful of that skin. We want to keep our cast super clean if we can.
Yeah, so if you're going to the park, if you're going to the beach, the same idea, you can wrap it in just a grocery bag or a plastic bag, trash bag, just to prevent little granules of sand and dirt and stuff from getting underneath the cast.
Or wear long sleeve shirts.
Yeah, like a longer upsize and just get a long sleeve cotton shirt. The fourth tip is do not remove any of the padding or the liner that goes between the cast and the skin.
Yeah, so this is super important. The liner is what's protecting you. It's giving you a barrier. Otherwise, the cast is really hard and it can actually cause skin breakdown again. So if you take out that protective layer, the cast can be rubbing on your skin and cause your skin to break down, and we wouldn't know until we take it off, and your skin could have problems. So it's super important. Don't take out that liner. And we know how hard that is for young kids, because they see some stuff sticking out and they want to pull it out. But resist that urge, and if it does happen, please take that kid back so they can have their cast reevaluated.
Yeah, all kids like to pick.
It's true. And sometimes adults.
And adults. The fifth tip is always inspect the skin that you can see that's visible around the cast.
This is a great tip. And the reason is because sometimes that cast can have hard edges and it can break down some of the skin. The most typical area is right here at the thumb. There's a hard edge that usually can break down the skin and lead to redness or ulcerations, that skin breakdown. And we don't want that. So if you see that happening, if you take the cast in, they can put a layer of tissue over it to prevent that from happening, or they can redo the cast completely. But you want to inspect that skin to make sure there's no skin breakdown. So in summary, our 5 tips are: do not get the cast wet, do not stick anything down the cast under any circumstance, keep the cast clean, so no dirt or sand, do not remove the padding, it's protecting you, and always inspect the skin to make sure there's no areas of breakdown. If you have any problems with your cast, we want to make sure that you guys know the doctors are there to help you. Take the cast in, have them evaluated, and change it, because we'd rather do that than have a kid come back 3 or 4 weeks later with a bunch of skin breakdown because their cast was wet or dirty or there was something stuck in it. It's much better for us to just take the cast off and put on a new cast. Our job is to take care of your kid.
So hopefully this helps. Now you guys have 5 tips for keeping your cast clean and keeping your kids safe.
Absolutely.